Yeah. Hey there, Mr. DJ, got nothing else to do. Signed into YouTube to see what was new. Clicked on this video and now you are here. What's he gonna say? Did he buy new gear? It's the DJ Shit Show. The DJ Shit Show. Like chips and queso. No substance, just gas blow. He talks out his ass, bro. Moves fast but his brain's slow. Your channel won't grow. No, looks like a 70s porno. It's the DJ Shit Show. The DJ Shit Show. This guy is full of shit. Lacking charm and zero wit. Crops the camera, he ain't fit. Do us a favor, leave and quit. No one will miss ya. Your wife will kiss ya. While kids make a wish ya. It's you drown with the fish ya. It's the DJ Shit Show. The DJ Shit Show. Fuck you.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the DJ Shit Show. I'm stoked. I'm really stoked for today. We got a great show. I've got some great guests that we're gonna bring on in just a little bit. I had some gigs this weekend. Did a triple. So I'm like taking it easy this week. All right, taking it easy this week. And I don't know about you guys, how you recover, how many days you need after a triple. But I'm not gonna lie. Your boy was on the couch. Just begging the wife. You know, somebody come rub my head, please. I'm such a baby when it comes to that. Let me say hi to people, and then we'll get rocking. Here we go. Jake is here from State Farm. Let's see. Michael, what are you talking about here? You're telling stories here. You got hit. Uh-oh. Michael, what? Got hit on by the bride? Oh, my God. Maybe we got to bring you on to tell that story. Alex is here. Larry, what's up? Larry made it to the live show. Hey, my boy Jazz is here. What's up, buddy? Justin's here. Da-da-da-da. You don't get demonetized for dropping an F-bomb, so... Early? Yes, I do. That's why I run that 1 minute countdown. You run a 1 minute countdown, then you're all right. Calvin, what's up? Paul, what's up? Yeah, we're going to have ourselves a good, shitty good time for sure, Alex. Finally back. Another Alex there. What's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a bit. David's here. What's up? Hit that like button if you guys are here. Paul says, I'm DJing my first dog show this weekend. Who let the dogs out? Dog show. Is it like one of those, where they try to find like the best breed or something like that? You better be on it. You better be on the mic. Yeah, bro, we'll connect. What's up, buddy? Alan's here. How was the? I'll get to that in just a second. Nathan, what's up? And then JKOB from Germany. From Germany, all the way from Germany. Welcome to the show. Yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah, big show. I put a poll up in YouTube. You guys should be able to see it. I'll address that right now. We got 12 votes in it right now. I did something I never did at a wedding. Ever. Never done this. Now, I'll give you a hint. If you've watched the show before, I've mentioned this. I've mentioned that I've never done this. And so that should be a big hint there. But the options are went through the buffet twice, took a dump, forgot my laptop, and then or played the wrong song. As it stands right now, 8% said the buffet, 33 took a dump, and laptop 25 played the wrong song, 33. All right, we'll let that roll for a little bit, and then I'll give you guys the answer. Robert, what's up? Okay, so you guys probably saw this in the in one of the DJ groups, and I had to talk about this because I can't believe this actually happened. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried to do some snooping to figure out and try to find this DJ. But in case you missed it, or if you haven't seen this story, this is definitely appropriate for the DJ Shit Show. So this was in a wedding group that is called Weddings on a Tight Budget, 5,000 and below. Now, not gonna lie, that is a low-ass budget for a wedding. I know some of you out there are like, that's just how much I cost. So this is like total, $5,000 total. And somebody asked, how much did you guys pay for your DJ? And Natalie wrote, $1,200, which is a lot compared to what the rest of her budget is. But he pooped in the corner of the venue, so we got a full refund plus some. Okay, so obviously there's 248 reactions to this on the Facebook group. And then we got the story. All right, so here's what happened. She said, okay, so everything was normal at first. He was kind of weird, but I thought he was just off. What kind of weird vibe was he giving off that maybe she wasn't super surprised that this is how the end of the night went? So after we get pics and stuff done and dinner is over, I go outside and my friend runs over and goes, Nat, the DJ just shit in the corner. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, go find my dad because I'm not dealing with that. Now, I love her reaction to this. I love that her reaction isn't like a total freak out, but it's like, you know what? Go get my dad. I got other things to deal with than the DJ taking the shit. So she goes, she found the dad and mother-in-law who's a nurse just to make sure this guy's all right. Just to make sure he's all right. And I'm surprised my dad didn't kill this guy. Now, okay. The owner of the venue came out and had the guy clean everything up himself. And then my dad had to remind him to wash his hands. Okay. So then when he comes back out and acts like everything is normal, he stayed. He stayed and did the rest of the gig. The day after, my dad calls the company and files a complaint. He paid for the DJ. The DJ was fired. A full refund was placed on my dad's account, and we get a free DJ for the next 5 years. That's the only part that I start going, oh, maybe. So I know, Paul, you're thinking that this is fake. I for a wedding that cost under $5K though, I think this happened. But okay. Here's what we did. After I saw this, obviously, it got lots of engagement in this group, and we're all laughing about it. It's fucking hysterical that this happened. We were trying to find the DJ. I don't think we'd ever get this guy on to tell the story. What I'm trying to do is find the company that this guy worked for. So here's where we sleuthed and figured things out. One, we know that this happened in New Hampshire. Okay? How? I've watched enough Catfish to figure out how to do a little background search. So basically, we looked up this person, the bride. We found her on Facebook, found her posting her wedding pictures, which was all open, and then figured out where she lived and where this venue was. So we actually figured out the venue. But we were not able to find the DJ. Now, I went on Google and I searched New Hampshire DJs, and I tried to find a company that had this review. I figured there's just no way at the end of the day that this dad didn't go and write a review. So what I need from you guys, we need to do some sleuthing. I need your help. DJ Shitpants. I need you to do some help. And if you are a New Hampshire DJ, I just can't imagine you did not hear this story. So we got to figure this out. I got to get this company. I don't want to find the guy. I don't want to find the guy because there's no way he's going to come on. Unless he's just like, I don't give a fuck, I'll come on. Which I don't think he will, and admit this. I want the company, or maybe, I know, right? I'm doing my best. It was really, really fun, Calvin, to try to I was doing everything I could. We found the venue, and then I actually figured out when the wedding date was. So I know the wedding date as well. And then I went on the Knot and the Wire and tried to find their wedding in the Knot and Wire to see. Sometimes they list the vendors. And I wasn't able to, there was nothing listed on the Knot, the Wire, on either one of them. So I'm at a little bit of a dead end. A little bit of a dead end. So I think my next move, call the venue and just say, hey, act like a reporter, and just see if I can get to Bob. Now, I did reach out to her. I literally messaged her. And asked her if she would come on and tell the story, but she ghosted me. So we're at a dead end here. So I need a New Hampshire DJ. Or if you know more about this, please let me know. Message me right now. Where can you reach me at? How about just do that on Instagram? Hit me up on Instagram, DJ Dookie Poo. What would you do if you found out your DJ did this? What's your reaction? Now, obviously, it's kind of fire. I mean, like, you got to be like, bro. Now, I've been to wedding venues where they've only had one toilet before, and that's a disaster. But, I mean, this wedding venue looked like it was out in the woods area. Like, just go outside, my guy. What are we doing here? Maybe some of you guys need to start adding that onto your contract. All right, I need to provide a meal for my DJ and an active toilet. Not just a toilet, it needs to be readily available. Readily available. We'll get these guys' takes on, see what they think in just a second. So let's bring on my guests. I'm stoked. This is going to be fun. Now, I'll let you guys know how I ended up connecting with these guys. A couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, I did a show, and it was called DJ Conferences Need Some Help. And my whole point, where I was coming from with that show, was more like, hey, it wasn't trying to attack any of the DJ shows. Now, I've only been to two. I've been to Midwest DJ Live, and I've been to DJX. So those are the only two I've been to. But I've been to them, I think, 3 or 4 times a piece. So my thought was, as I was driving home, me and the DJs were chatting, and I felt sort of like whelmed a little bit. And so came up with a little bit of a list. Some things, yeah, I know, right? This is the exact content for the DJ shit show. So it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Yeah, Frankie, get on it. Get on it. We got to figure this out. All right. Anyways, so I kind of put together a list of things of like, hey, this would be cool if maybe some DJ shows incorporated this. And after that came out, I was able to get in contact with Shawn, and as a result of that, we're going to chat with Jim as well. So just as a recap, here are some of my ideas, and we'll go through some of them, we won't, and here's my plan. Once I bring them on, we're going to chat, and then I'll monitor your guys' comments. So for sure, what I want to do is make this interactive. So if you have questions for them or thoughts about the show or ideas, we're going to address all those things. So I want you to put a hashtag Q and then put your question right after that. That way I can find it easier. So we'll engage that way. But as a recap, I was hoping we had like Black Friday deals on the show floor. I want the best deals possible. And you know, obviously we're going to chat about this, but deals that make sense for these vendors, okay? Because I'm dealing with some of these companies, and what I know from them, even when they offer me commission for, you know, referrals or when I make review videos, by the time they pay me, by the time they pay shipping, by the time they pay the company, their overhead is like barely anything. So we gotta show them some grace. But that's an idea. More fun. I want more fun at these shows. DJ battles, comedians. Maybe we're gonna name that tune, which we're gonna play. Some mixed challenges. Another idea I had was one big speaker. Spend all the budget. Bring a big ass speaker in. I don't mean they have to have a big ass. I just mean like one that we all know. More vetting on the breakouts. Just making sure that the guy that just started or has no idea what the fuck he's talking about isn't trying to pass on advice. The garage sale, and then some sort of late night big name performer. You know, like a band, like Blink-182 or some shit. Something like that. Not Green Day, though. I don't know. There's that video's going around of them having that meltdown at their show. I don't know if you guys saw that, but actually, I fucking love it. Where he stops playing, and he's like, 1 minute, fucking 1 minute. I've been around since 1988. 1 minute. I'm not Justin Bieber. I actually kind of love that. And then he smashed his guitar, which was kind of badass. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's bring him on. I want you to put your hands together for both of our guests tonight. We got Shawn Hazan and we got Jim Tremaine. All right, here they come, here they come, here they come. And wait for the applause. What's up, fellas? Welcome to the DJ Shit Show.
How you
right
doing?
Away.
I'm not sure that I can follow that intro, but we'll do our best.
Do your best. And I will say, I think for a lot of us here, we're a little bit disappointed. You fellas seem a little underdressed for the occasion. I was expecting.
I was going to wear a tie for you, pal. I really was going to wear a tie. In fact, I thought it was at 12 o'clock, so I had one on, and then it was like, wait, Jim told me, no, it's 1 o'clock. So I was like, I can't wear this.
So you had the wrong time. So right away. So we're there again. Where's all the assistants? Where's all the notifications? What's going on? No tie.
Well, it's 12 o'clock in Minnesota, but it's 1 o'clock in New York where we are. So
All right, so after 12, the ties come off. So you guys are all corporate before you jumped on and looking sharp. And then like, we're getting on this motherfucker show, so we're going to go ahead and pop some T-shirts on. Jim, let me have you move your head a little bit more to your right. And then that way, there we go. Now I can see you. You were giving us the profile right down the middle, and that's my bad. This is a DJ shit show. All right, fellas. The show's coming up. How many days left till we got the show coming on?
August 5th. Whatever that is, it's August 5th. Yep.
Shawn, you know how many days till the show?
It's every day counts, right? Every now, it doesn't matter. The sun's going to change and the calendar's not moving.
It's not moving. It's coming up. Are you guys at this point? Are you feeling like? Are you wrapping things up? Are you at the tail end of like meetings and going over things? Or are you in the thick of it? Where are you guys at right now?
Meetings, Jim. We're doing meetings. Yeah,
we're doing meetings and podcasts. Yes,
right. You know what? It's the storm before the calm before the storm. So, which is traditional of any event, but yeah, it's tying we spin a lot of plates year round to make this thing happen. And we're all wearing multiple hats, which is why we don't have time for ties. But we're sitting here every day, making sure that whatever we've trying to put together and the activations on the floor and you guys are coming in as attendees and seeing the best show that we could put forward this year, which is what we do. Jim and I were talking not too long ago, every day Jim, I think you said this the other day on an interview, that, the show's over on August 8th and August 9th, we start again.
All right, I was just going to ask you that, like, is it a full year-round preparation, almost like the Super Bowl, where, like, as soon as that last note is played, they're all like relieved, like, all right, we did it. All right, what's the next one, right? The next day, right back at it?
Yeah, the best time is right after the show because everything's kind of fresh. We've just talked to everybody. We've had, certain experiences, some better than others. And, we want to put it all together and make it great for the next show. Right now, yeah, we got our hands full. And I'm not only prepping for the show, I'm also putting together a magazine. We also do a DJ Life magazine. And so I'm a show organizer and a, journalist, magazine editor as well.
Talk more about that magazine. That's available. Like when is that going to be out? And what's the content that's inside of that? And how does that how does that value DJs? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so DJ Life magazine is essentially an extension of the 30 plus years we did at DJ Times. DJ Times magazine ran from 1988 to 2021 when our publisher passed away. We rebranded as DJ Life. We rebranded the DJ Expo show as DJX. So the magazine has content that includes basically content for all DJs of all stripes, mobile DJs, club DJs, studio DJs who make music. We report from all the trade shows, the festivals, music, gear, any of the above. We have tips, interviews, equipment reviews, pretty much, hopefully anything that is pertinent to the DJ market. And
then, Jim, were you on board before Shawn came on?
Yeah, I've been with I've done every single DJ Expo ever, starting in 1990. I joined DJ Times in 1990. The magazine had been around for about a year and a half. We did the very first DJ Expo in Atlantic City in 1990, and we've done it every year except the COVID year since. And there have been a couple years, about 5 of them, where we did 2 shows a year. And we did them in San Francisco and Los Angeles, Orlando and Chicago and Las Vegas.
Whoa, okay, so you did, when did you guys stop doing that?
We haven't. DJX is an extension of DJ Expo. It's a similar show. It's broadened its appeal, we think, but it's basically run by the same people. When we rebranded as DJ Life, we rebranded the show as DJX, but it's a very similar show.
Okay. And then
were you referring to Aaron? Were you referring to multiple shows a year when you said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we did multiple shows in 91, 92, 93. We did one in the mid 90s. I'm forgetting the other one. And then we did 2 in San Francisco in 99 and 2000. And, the market was a little different back then. It was a little more regional. For example, when we did San Francisco, a lot of it was based on, the crazy turntablist scene that was going on back then. And San Francisco Bay Area was the epicenter of that. So we were able to get enough exhibitors and attendees interested to do the show. But we realized over time that really the best market and the best place to do the show every year is Atlantic City. And the reason why is it's sort of the midpoint of the East Coast. And the East Coast is the number one market in terms of DJ related gear being sold. And also just anecdotally, I can tell you that there's just a different vibe on the East Coast. There's for the most part, DJs get more for their events. There's a huge range of events that DJs can play, and it's not just weddings and corporates and mitzvahs. There's all kinds of cultural events, and there's a lot of club gigs. There's a lot of festivals. There's just a lot, and people will drive, from Canada down to Atlantic City. They'll drive up from Georgia from Atlantic City. Driving 5 miles is not, 500 miles is not a big deal to a lot of these DJs, especially, if they feel like they can get something from the show. And we've been fortunate that we get a lot of repeat customers, and that's really a big deal to us, and we're incredibly grateful for it.
Yeah, you want people showing up and talking about it.
25 million people that come every year just during the summer. Just during the summer, 25 million non-residents that come and spend time in Atlantic City. And that 5-hour drive, which is that 500-mile-ish drive, brings out about 50 million people that you have access to in the U.S. market.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's the Italians. We got to draw there. All right, we want the food.
We get a good amount of Italians, especially from New York and Philadelphia areas and New England.
I tell you, there's a great place right behind the hotel that my wife and I went and grabbed lunch. The subs were like this big, meatballs the size of your head. It was unbelievable. So the food's good. We enjoyed walking the boardwalk. I like AC. I guess my only thing, I wish there was a more direct flight. I know, like when you're trying to get there, you got to fly into Philly and then you got to Uber there. So I don't know what other people do.
You can take the train, actually. There's a train that goes right from the airport to the Atlantic City Convention Center. So
okay.
It's like 60 miles.
And Spirit Airlines dumps you in Atlantic City. It is a hub for Spirit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Spirit will drop there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to, and then real quick, Jim, one last question for you, then I'm going to go over to Shawn. Were you a DJ before this, Jim? Did you ever DJ?
Yeah. Definitely. I did it in high school, did it in Long Island. I've played some gigs in the city. I've only done probably 2 or 3 weddings in my life. I was more of like a different kind of DJ. Not really someone getting out there and dancing with, I don't know. I did some hipster weddings, I guess. But I had a gig out in Long Island for a while. I played a bar, an Irish pub. So I was very happy with that. Part of the pay was Guinness. So it didn't break my heart. Yeah, they paid me money too, but the Guinness was what I really appreciated.
It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart a little bit, Jim, that you think wedding DJs go out there and dance with people.
Dude, I've been doing this for 34 years, and they do go out and dance with
I know.
people. I hate to break the news to you, but
know.
they do. Some of them do, some of them don't. There's, one thing I've found is from doing the trade show and also from all my travels is the mobile DJs are very different regionally. Some of them are a little more refined. Some of them are very aggro. Some of them are what, I've heard other DJs call the fun Gestapo. They kind of like sort of force you to have fun. There's a wide variety of DJs out there, but no, I was never an interactive DJ. I'll put it that way.
A fun Gestapo sounds more like a fun wiper outer of fun. Like take out the fun.
I did not invent that term, but
Yeah.
it did make me giggle a little bit.
Shawn, I'm gonna get to you, and then I'll let everybody know if you're here. One reason to stick by is that I've got a exclusive coupon code for those of you guys that are here today. I'm gonna drop that in just a little bit. It'll give you the best deal, the best possible deal you can get if you haven't bought your tickets yet. I'm gonna drop this code in just a second. So, Shawn, you stepped in and tell us, like, what year did you step in? And I know that you weren't a DJ prior. I want to hear about a little bit of your background and why the fuck did you buy this show? Why'd you buy? Why'd you do this?
Yeah. So actually, Jim, what was it, 92, I think? I started on their softball team, knew the company, worked for them during the summers back in the day. and played ball with them, and loved doing that. I thought it was the coolest company. The guys, Jim, my partner Robin, our crew today, they're the hardest working, amazingly talented people. And just even as a kid watching that, I was enamored by what they did. And it was cool. It was a cool industry. I went on to be in the events and media space very similarly to the way this business was structured, but I did it in fashion. And of course, in fashion, another lifestyle brand, um, we were involved with music, we were involved with art, we were involved with food. So I understood lifestyle. And often I would go back to Robin and the previous founder who's since passed, Vinny, and talk about the things I've learned and things that you could do in the event space. And, as a publishing company, and these guys were very and remain very progressive as a group. But the leadership was very, very progressive in terms of the work that they did. And I just thought it was very cool being in the show side of media. And we had magazines also, but being in the show side of media, one of the biggest problems that existed was the fact that there wasn't content. The only content they would put out is either the content an exhibitor gave them or travel arrangements. And while that's necessary, it's not interesting enough to keep people year round. Coming over to this group when the opportunity came up, not to get into every nuance, but when this opportunity came up, you look at, it's kind of interesting where I started, almost, pre-professionally, and then came back here to help, work with this crew that we have and take my experience from 30 years of running other events, and they were large scale events, to this was almost natural because there's so much content. Jim and his side of the business, his team is, award-winning content. He's been doing this before people were manufacturing product for DJs that you're reviewing today. He was involved in getting them engaged in it. It was the first show of its kind and still remains the largest gathering of DJs that does what it does. So finding a group like that has that natural progressiveness, and then from my experience in the world that I came from, it's a good combination to have the content. What makes us different on a serious note is we put out a lot of messaging. You can find us everywhere from Apple News to our newsletters to DJLifeMag.com's website to the magazines themselves. We put out a lot of stuff, and we have a good reach, but it always culminates in an event that you have that in-person community experience. And that is what makes, I think, us really unique.
Let me throw in the chat here, you guys. What's your favorite part of going to a DJ conference? Something that, whether it's DJX or whatever, what is the thing that you look forward to the most? Because you're right, Shawn, I think we love getting. I think for me, we love just getting together. My favorite thing is the hang. Is knowing it's here we have a collection, and the reason why I gravitate to DJX is because it has become the one I feel like most everybody in the country, and I know it's become worldwide, but a lot of the people that I've connected with or whatever, everybody seems to know we're going to X. Like out of all of them, we're going to X, and it's the hang. Are you feeling like that's kind of the feedback you're getting too? People just want to chill and hang out with each other?
Yeah, I mean it's all of the above. It's people get to see each other for the first time every year. You make new friends. You can, if there's some guy in Seattle and you live in the Jersey Shore, this might be the only time you see him all year. That's a big thing. I mean, for me, we put on the show, so our experience is going to be a little different than, when I go to other DJ shows, like let's say Amsterdam Dance Event, I can just dive into the whole thing and look at it and understand, what components I might want to borrow for our show, Winter Music Conference, any of the other very large shows. I've been going to them for 3 decades, so I hopefully borrow from the best. But when it comes to actually enjoying myself at the show, usually it's later in the day. It's usually at an event that we're doing, an after dark event, and I can hook up with people that I know and like, and get some information, have some personal time with them. It's all of the above. I mean, don't sleep a lot that week. And so really the best part is like when I finally get back home and I can basically knock off for about 18 hours, that's pretty gratifying. And hopefully, every year, every year is different, and we take something with us from every show, and we look to improve it every year.
Let's
Multiple
talk.
things.
Yeah.
And to his point, before you go there, and if you don't
Yeah.
mind, it's like when we looked at the business, and how do you evolve it? It's really a challenge. We're taking this legacy of 34 years, and by the same token, we're reimagining it, we're rebranding it. We don't want to lose sight and honor that legacy, because we do very much so, where it comes from. And then how do we modernize it and make it even continuously more culturally relevant as every season goes by? And from an outside perspective, which is what I bring to this, because I'm not a DJ, right? And I have some equipment right here next to me on the left. I like to hit the buttons, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. Still waiting for it to give me a cup of coffee.
Most don't. Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, for me, you look at this event, whether it's at 12 o'clock when the show started at 12, this year it's 11, but when it started at 12, that hour before the show, that swelling of attendees waiting to get in, oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while, the crowds that hang on level 2 in this building, that are talking pre and post Jim's educational programs that are there. It is about the people. It is about the community. And since we got on board, one of the things that we've really focused on is not only diversifying the audience and having the right product on the floor for them and the right education for them and the right nightlife, but really focus on the community aspect of it, who the people are. And we've become a lot more collaborative with the market as a result of that. So that's really important, that we recognize it, but it's also important that we advocate it and support that. And that's our role.
A lot of the people in the chat are saying it's meeting other DJs, getting to see the latest DJ toys, the party and the hangout. DJs creative is building community, like-minded, and feeling so inspired to do better and harder work. So why don't we transition into this year? It's 2024. This is the show. It's coming up. I want you to guys hype us up. This is it. Like, get us hyped up. And one of the things I want you to do, if you can, are we gonna see? Now this is gonna tingle my dingle. Are we gonna see anything new? It's anything new or hot? Any new hot? You don't have to spill the beans. You don't have to tell us what it is. But is anybody bringing in some new shit that's gonna be like, all right, guys, we're working on this? So
we've been sworn to secrecy.
That's fine. You don't have to say what it is, but just say, is there going to be some product drops this year?
There will be, but we're not announcing it. It's really up to the dealers and the manufacturers. But yeah, there's going to be a few things.
Okay.
What's interesting on that, though, Aaron, is that we have found, and certainly in the last couple of years, we came in. I got involved again in 21, right, post-pandemic. 22, we saw this, of course. 23, certainly last year, post-supply chain, and while there's still supply chain issues, a lot of new product came out. You're going to see that again this year, but we've seen a shift towards making more important, from the vendor perspective, the manufacturer's perspective, aligning their product and production drops and their sampling and making sure there's enough product at the retail level for these product drops around DJX. So it's definitely moving more and more in that direction. Last year we had, on-site correspondent that was reviewing that, whether that was it last year we had the Serato conversation with John Powell and the president of Pioneer Alpha Theta in it. We had some product drops across the floor. This year you've seen some product drops so far. Some of them are coming that will be announced on site, but we're starting to focus on that aspect. Not starting to focus, the magazine always has, but we're trying to tie that together with the event as well. And the brands are very much about that.
That definitely is something to get hyped about, like almost like the Apple event. If everybody knew every year, okay, we know what X in August, we're gonna see some new, and some of the companies like held on to it and like, all right, we're gonna drop it in X, like that definitely.
They try to do it. A lot of it comes down to the research and development process. Sometimes there's products that they get done right before the show and they announce. There's sometimes that they have it 90% done, and for some reason they don't want to show it to everybody. Ultimately, it comes down to the manufacturer. But nowadays, DJX and NAMM are basically the two big platforms to kick off DJ products.
And sometimes what happens is they're planning for it and they're planning the drop, and we've organized that. And then sometimes, whether it's on the production side, as well, and making sure you're going to go through this announcement, this process, that it's
Yeah.
available at retail also.
We've had some shows where they basically had one unit at the show of the new product, So
Yeah.
it varies every time, and ultimately it comes down to the manufacturers. But believe me, they understand and they want to have a big, kickoff
Yeah.
at these big trade shows.
And then when it comes to, my thoughts on the Black Friday, I know, Shawn, we talked a little bit about this, but share what the thought is on your guys' end, because I think people, for me, when I leave conferences in the past, my assumption was when I was going to go there, and I know this is on their end, it's not like you guys telling them they can't, but I want to hear your side of it. It's like, how come I'm not getting the best deal here? I don't understand. I should be walking out of here with the best deal. So tell us.
Let's take that from your product drop conversation. I got this new product. I'm at an Apple event. People are waiting outside the stores or whatever. They're going to whatever event, that's corporate event. They're not discounting their product.
The new thing?
Number two,
yeah.
You're not going to do it, right? This market has got, the margins aren't like they are in other industries. And to do that, to work with a retailer and to have limited production and then discount that is almost somewhat a race to the bottom. Now, on the other side of that, having the toy store comment that we saw there, and that's what it is. It's certainly the floor is a large toy store, and you can purchase product at discounted rates. You're right. That is retailer or event, brand-based decision making. But the show isn't just about that. There is an instant gratification. I want to come, I want to shop, and we're doing some fun things with that experience this year. We've also cleaned up the show a lot, Aaron, as it relates to that. I don't want to come and walk on the floor with this cardboard corrugated boxes everywhere. It looks like a warehouse. Yeah. We want it to be inspiring. And so a lot of our brands in the last couple of years while they're selling product, we're encouraging the relationship between you and the vendor and their product, whether it's new or not. You're going to have questions. How do I do this? I'm struggling with that. Here's also a chance, and Jim will get into it a little bit more because this is, something he's seen for a long period of time. Yeah, it's fun to see people and it's great. And that's community. And yes, it's good to buy something at a discount, but it's also a real opportunity for you to put in your feedback so the brands can manufacture a product that continues to get tailored towards your needs. And doing things like this with you, speaking, as Jim said, an hour a day after the show, and it's all fresh in your mind, allow us to tailor our show accordingly. And so, yeah, we'll excite you about a couple of things.
Okay, so you said something that I love. I would love there to be like a beta room, right? So hear me out. All right, it's like a product testing, almost like, hey, look, because one thing I noticed that I don't think it's a mistake, but let me use movies because that's my other world. I love that, right? A movie will come out and the audience will completely reject it, and you sometimes wonder, did you let anybody watch this thing before you put it out?
Which is what's wrong with Hollywood. But
yeah, exactly. It's so bad, and you're like, who are you making this for? You took our IP, you took a product.
So yeah, the example of Hollywood and the DJ world are pretty mutually exclusive in the sense that Hollywood is just trying to make something that is everybody wants to eat, and DJs or companies that make products for DJs, they do focus groups, and believe it or not, they have done focus groups at DJ Expo and DJX several times over the years. QSC has done them, PV has done them, JBL has done them, Pioneer has done them. They'll get a group of DJs in a room and ask them specific questions, give them some swag or a product or something. So that goes on, and it goes on also on the trade show floor. That's why they like to come to the show. They like to talk to the DJs at DJX because they're viewed as like the upper tier of the DJ market. That's what the manufacturers tell us. So they actually ask very specific and pointed questions about new products that they're working on. So they're probably not going to do a beta there because they don't want their competitors to see what they're doing. That they don't want DJs have big egos, as you know. And they want to be like viewed as like, oh, I'm the guy that everybody wanted to talk to, and they'll spill the beans and they'll talk about something they're not supposed to talk about. I only know this because I've only seen it happen a million times. So they're not going to let you put your hands on something. But I do know that when Pioneer gets together and they go to Japan for their meetings, they go with information. They go with the best information they have. And when they're sitting in product planning, they take all of that stuff into account. And some of that information, comes from DJX. Some of it comes from NAMM. Some of it comes from their own, interactions in the DJ world. But trust me, they are definitely paying attention to the market, and they're definitely paying attention to DJX attendees.
Yeah, I do notice that when something drops, it's not like a huge drop. I don't think I've ever seen anything universally hated, a product drop by DJs, because I think that you're right. They're doing a good job of that, whereas Hollywood has sort of lost touch with their audience. I don't feel like the DJ market. The only thing that I see come out is there's some little gripes. I wish this button was here or that was there or did this or did that.
But that's a cool thing about the show, or any show where products and reps from manufacturers are there. I mean, it was back in the day. Remember DJ mixers? There would be mixers that were made, and the wedding guys are just like, I can't use this. Like it sounds great, but it doesn't have enough mics, or whatever the issue is. And they would actually tell the manufacturers at DJX or at the NAMM show. That's how they would find these things out. And it took the market and the industry a while to evolve to start out. I mean, if you think of the guitar world, that's been going on since the 60s and 70s. The DJ world has really only been going on since the late 70s. I mean, and the 80s. There, in the old days, there were no DJ shops. You had to go to consumer stores to find Technics turntables. Part of the reason was because the big, what they call MI stores, the stores that sold musical instruments and pro audio equipment, they looked down on the DJ, and they didn't think of them as a market. It wasn't until DJ Expo came around in 1990 that a lot of these brands reconsidered their views and their posture towards the DJ market. And we think with the magazine and with the trade show, that really helped the market move forward.
All right, well, let's take a quick break here and play Name That Tune with you guys. And then after this is done, we'll share the discount code, and then we'll take a couple of the questions in the chat. So if you guys have questions from, I already favorited Calvin. I saw your cue. I think that's a great question. And then, Mike brought up a good point here about the performer leaks. And you were saying, Jim, about like, they don't want their competitors. I thought that was I don't know if you guys followed that story at all, but that leaked. And I actually think it was kind of brilliant that they let it get out there. Just the buzz that kind of got around, about that. Did you guys follow that leak story at all? Did you see that going on?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we get the information, just like everybody else does. So yeah, I mean, it's a product that is available, and they put it in the hands of certain people, and
they let it out,
and everybody knows about it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's an accident, and sometimes it's not.
I still wonder about that. Are they going to be there with it? Can you tell us that? Will they have? Will Rain be there with the performer or no?
We're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that alone.
Okay, can't touch that. Can't touch. All right, we can't touch that one. All right, that's all right. I'm gonna ask, and you guys say no if you can't answer. It's fine. Right. All right, here we go. Let's play a little Name That Tune. Here's a theme song.
I realize a lot of it is just.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
Do your thing. It's good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Here's the theme song.
Here's the game. It's always the same. I play a song, you listen along. Name that tune. Name that tune. And if you can't, fuck you.
All right, let's Name That Tune. All right, that's a song. We're gonna play some songs for you guys now. What I'm doing is I'm gonna mix up some genres for you, or it's gonna be a little bit all over. We're gonna go through the decades. I don't want to make this super hard. I was gonna go all 2024 hits, but I just figured that might stump you a little bit. I figured that would stump you a bit. All right. We'll do a little competition between the two of you guys. All right.
Oh, it's all Jim. We can move on from there. It's all Jim.
Well, I'm trying to. Well, but I think it's all right, Shawn. These are bangers, bro. These are bangers. All right. I'm not trying to leave you hanging. All right. Here we go.
Thank you.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Song number 1.
Do I have to answer that?
Well, either one of you, if you know the answer, go for it.
Casey and the Sunshine Band, Get Down Tonight, 1975.
Okay. All right. You know what, Shawn? You might get your ass kicked. All right.
I'm going to get my ass kicked. I told you that, but I knew the song. I appreciate the lead on that one.
Why don't we give Jim a 2-second handicap, or you get a 2-second handicap, however that works. You got to wait 2 2-second delay for Shawn, and then we'll go. All right, come on. Here we go. Next one. Here we go.
Rocky.
One,
Do you want me to answer?
2.
Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, 1983. No, 82. Sorry.
Guys, he's given us the fucking year it came out. All right, you're taking this game to a whole another level, Jim. All right, Shawn. Here we go. Come on. All right, here we go. I got you, buddy. Here we go. Ready? He already knows.
Okay. You really want to keep doing this?
Yes. Go.
Okay.
I'd rather tell you about things that are going on the floor. You can play the music that you like with the sound with what you hear.
Okay, actually, Mike. All right. So here we got a challenge for
you.
you.
An idea for a new game there, right?
Let's go watch.
There's a lot of music I don't know, but this stuff.
Songs.
Well, I was trying to make this a little bit of a softball home run hit for you guys. So Mike adds another one. All right, Jim says past DJ. You're giving us the year. I did this a week or two ago. We did the BPM. So if you want to take a shot at the BPM,
not gonna have that for you. No.
All right.
I mean, some of it is easy, but I couldn't tell you an oldies. I mean, a lot of those were back before drum machines, existed.
Yeah, real people playing.
Yeah, they were real drummers playing.
Real drummers. All right, here we go. Let's go to the 80s.
Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams, 1983, I think.
Okay, that's 4 for 4. All right, let's do this one here. I'm gonna drop this in the middle of it.
PYT, Michael Jackson off the Thriller record, 1983.
All right. Let's go to the 90s. Do you want a challenge, Jim? Do you want me to give you a challenge? Because you seem to be walking.
No, there's a bunch of stuff I don't know. I mean, if you put like a bunch of jam band stuff up there, I wouldn't know a Fish song, for example. You know what I mean?
I should have put a Grateful Dead song on for you, Shawn. I should have put one of those.
Shawn, you'll love this. I was listening to Wharf Rat right before we came on. So.
Sally, here we go.
8 minutes of misery.
Jim teaches me everything. We call it boot camp with Tremaine, right? That's what I do. So every now and then I get my info in on him with the Grateful Dead. So we've got that.
Yeah, I'm not a jam band guy at all. Yeah. Prince, 1999. Record came out in 83, I think.
Okay, how about this one?
Oh God, I think you might have gotten this one.
I think I may have got him.
You got me because I'm blanking on that one. Yeah.
Shawn, any idea?
I'm going to even comment if he got him. I'm saying.
All right, we'll leave it. Let's go to the comments then. We'll let the DJs clean this one up. Come on. Comments, we'll let them take that one, and then I might stump you on this one too. This next one, we'll let to see what the DJs got. Here's the next one. Wasn't Shake Your. So I'll do the next one while we're letting the comments clean that last one up.
I know that.
Yeah, I do too, but it's not coming to me.
Yeah.
Theo got it. That was Juvenile Back That Ass Up. 2001, that last one.
There you go, Theo.
Here we go. I'll give it to you again. You want the artist? Do you know the artist?
I probably do, but this is definitely not something in my collection. I know the song, but
It's Taylor.
Oh,
there, that's why, right there. Yeah.
Little TS.
Ooh, by the
right.
way, there's a lot of synergy with that in the Grateful Dead in terms of her bringing economy to all these places that she goes all the time on these tours. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying that like the Grateful Dead was having like the biggest show. What would they have until? Wasn't it George Strait that just beat their record? It was the Grateful Dead, right? That had like one of the biggest shows of all time, attendance wise.
The biggest show of all time
Was there Rolling Stones, wasn't it?
Actually, I thought it was Rod Stewart in Europe, in Russia.
I thought it was the Rolling Stones in South America. They had like a million people on a beach. Yeah, I'm not sure anymore, but
We'll look
Yeah.
at that. We'll look at that.
Yeah,
They're
recently.
gonna-
We'll have a drink and talk about that at that point in
Cool.
time.
Perfect. Here's they got it it was Taylor Swift. That was a love story. That was love story. All right. I'll get you guys one more here, and then we'll go on. Now this is the newest hit. This is the newest hit. This is all the DJs are playing. All right. See if you guys can get this one.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4.
Oh, the bar song, right? The bar song.
Yes, Shawn, you got one. You got it. You got it. Let's go. Wait,
Grateful Dead did a remix of that back in 1974.
I got you. There we go, buddy. All right. Well, let's end on that one since
Appreciate that.
I got you. All right. Let's answer a couple of the questions in the chat, and then I'll let you guys go. This was fun. And let's well, I have one more question, then we'll go to. We were saying like new stuff for this year. Give us like a quick, Shawn, like a 2-minute thing on like why they need to come this year, what they're gonna miss, and then I'm gonna put the coupon code right there. There's the coupon code, everybody. Thanks for sticking around.
Aside from the everyday reasons why you come to a show, which we talked about, that's community and all of that. We listen to what's going on in the market, often, even to your point. We have a influencer space in the registration area that we're working with EV. That's kind of reverse engineering this conversation we're having right here and putting you live on a camera with your audience in front of you versus putting a name in a chat room or a comment, in the chat feed.
Are you able to disclose who's doing that yet, or no? Are we able to see like who?
We'll actually be releasing that schedule early next week or later this week for sure. We have something called the DJ Annex. It's going to be a meetup space on the show floor for the first time, where we'll set up tables and chairs and things like that. We're going to be introducing you to Luther. Luther, if you haven't seen the email, is a military-grade, street-legal Humvee that's been converted into a DJ booth that's high-end, that drives through Lower Manhattan. Some very high-profile celebrities have been in Luther, and we'll be introducing you to Luther. It's a great moment to take a picture and mess
Is it going to
around
be in?
with.
Are you driving it into the building?
I'm not personally driving it at 4 miles a gallon. I think it's getting flat gap embedded in. And to give you an idea, some of those logistics take a long time to work on. Yeah. For those that weren't there last year, we're bringing back the portable pop-up experience as well as a vinyl concept shop. We're doing that with Rock and Soul and Jesse Dean. We're launching the Edit Studio this year, which is a new component, a new neighborhood of the show. It's a curated space where we're giving the DJ, because of technology and portability and just the evolution of the market, the DJ an opportunity to work with recording studios and the opportunity to learn production. And I think that helps whether you're a mobile and a brand or you're developing your own original tracks. So we're having that engaged. We have a wedding lounge on the floor for the first time. That'll be worked on with the Wedding Wire. They're supporting that and sponsoring that. They'll be giving away, not only swag, but we'll have a caffeine hour on the floor. Chauvet, another brand that everybody knows, is doing a sweet spot. So they'll have an ice cream service for about an hour a day or so on the floor. So we're working again on things like that.
Sunset sessions.
We have Sunset Sessions, which is a new aspect of our show. So as opposed to ending the day and then having that space and time before your after dark experiences, where you want George Thorogood or Maroon 5 or whoever you said that one act to be there, we have those 3 nights. So now we have also a twilight experience, Sunset Sessions, where we're working with companies that are on the floor to provide, whether it's a product drop or information about it, and hosting events where you can nibble and drink and get to know more intimately the people behind the brands, which I think think
giveaways too. Yeah.
Is that going to be in the showroom? Are those things going to be in the showroom?
Throughout the building.
Throughout the building. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, we have the after dark experiences that are there. We have a DIY jewelry bar that's going to be built on the floor. Well, that hasn't been fully announced yet, but you'll see some of that. We have brands, you mentioned before, shopping the toy store. I think that was a comment we saw earlier. We have this edict almost that we try to make sure that 15 to 20% of our show floor is new to the market. And so there are things that you can learn and product that you haven't seen yet available outside of the product drop. That's there. We'll have some mixed competition type things that you've talked about in the past that we'll have there. We've got the uh, looking throughout the
Like
floor.
for whom? For like the speakers or just for random attendees?
That will be announced shortly, but yeah, we're going to have that. What we try to do and everything we do is engage the market. That's not just the attendees. It's certainly in this case the attendees, but we try to make sure that the experience of the show is something that is you walk away from. Not that I just bought this, which is great, but also I bought this. I got it at an event. I got to meet the guy that runs the regional area. He taught me how to do this and this that I didn't know. I learned this at the education. I made 3 new friends, and things like that. So you're going to see a lot of what we try to create inspiration. That portable pop-up is going to be a lot of fun on the floor. The Vinyl Lounge was so good last year that they had to drive back to New York City the first day of the show and fill up their truck because the vinyl just went like that. So you have your
Wow.
crate hunting opportunities on the floor. We have our stage performances, which we're excited about. A lot more technology. The Edit Studio is giving us brands that we've not seen on the floor before that represent this segment of the market. So I think there's going to be a lot as it relates to that. We'll have our traditional bars on the floor. It's laid out a bit differently this show, so it's a little bit more open and in terms of being able to see everything, and each aspect north, south, east, west of the show will have something balancing an activation of sorts, so we can make sure that you guys are seeing all the vendors that are there.
Awesome. That sounds super, super fun, guys. Like I told you, Shawn, I'm working. I'm like this close. It has nothing to do with you guys. It's just my schedule.
And everybody who's watching, the reason we're not publishing that influencer schedule, so to speak, is because we're still waiting for Aaron to decide. So once we get that going,
Trying to get
have a
the big-
slot. We have to fill it with somebody else.
Somebody that people know. Like now, right now, there ain't nobody on there. Like nobody's gonna give a fuck. This guy's coming in. We gotta get a big name in there. So I should know very shortly. And if you guys are watching this and you are on the fence, right there, you see that coupon code is there. DJXAS 717. That's today's date. That is going to give a significant discount. And then Shawn, you said the other one that you gave me was if you just want.
717 is all access passes. 718 is your exhibits only, the floor passes. And even though those are today's and tomorrow's date, what it really is it's going to run from now until showtime. So we'll be able to keep Aaron making sure that that's up there and track his progress as we go. But
Beautiful. See how we're doing. Let's answer Michael's. We're gonna answer Michael's question real quick, and one more question, and I'll let you guys go. Michael asked, let me put that back on the screen. Is every booth playing music still? I think that was one of the things that people were wondering. And I know, let's talk about it. I know you're smart. We got to talk
That's
about
not
it.
the question. The question is, how loud is the room going to be?
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Right? I think I remember your last thing. Basically, what you said was, guys, I think it's too loud. And anybody feel it was lighter last year? Or it was better last year? And you actually got a yes. We are working really hard on that. Keep in mind there is a balance, right? There's a balance between having the energy and the excitement and showing what you do. We've got a lot of PA guys on the floor, and we have a lot of PA guys also in demo rooms. So you want the energy, but you also want to be able to communicate and talk and not feel like you're getting a scratchy throat. And so
Yeah.
we've adjusted decibel, requirements. We've worked with the building to address that. We have asked brands to not point their speakers towards the aisles, so it's right at your neighboring booth or something like that. We've asked brands to point inward. If you're not a PA company, there's no reason to be blowing your head off because that's not what you're featuring. You're featuring other things. We're not here to be policemen and say we're going to fine you and leave something on your desk. We're asking you that you consider the community. And the truth is, when you have events like ours, attendees are very much in favor of finding an atmosphere that's balanced, that they can have some fun and work in, but by the same token, be able to do business. And so we continue to share that message with brands. We have inched towards that goal of finding the balance. We're not there yet. We we'll take an inch every show that we can go forward with it. But if you're coming, whoever asked that question, please come and see me. And I would actually love to get your opinion as to if we move that. And there's going to be a number we don't move to, because it's not sensible. But we are really well aware of that. And when you need a break, that's why we've added a meetup space on the floor. And you've got, Jim, how many seminars this year can you get to that you can get out of
it's
that
going to
space and listen to different noise?
I think it's about 37.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
So bopping off the floor, need a break, go over. But basically, this comes down to you guys have set the parameters, and it's up to the vendor. So if you're a vendor out there and you got your photo booth props table, there's no reason for you to be playing 128 dB music, right? That's what we're saying. I get your speaker company. You want us to feel it in the balls. That's kind of what they're there. But there's also the showroom upstairs, right? Rent the space upstairs and do the demo.
There's demo rooms upstairs, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Go to the
have
demo
And if you're
room.
not a PA company, you could use near field monitors to make life a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. Or there's just no reason. All right, we don't need to walk around and be yelling at each other.
Tell the manufacturers that.
That's
I'm
right.
speaking to them right now. I'm looking right down into their soul. Give us
There
a
you go.
fucking break when it comes to the music. We want to hang. I want to hear it. Right? It's a DJ. It's not. I'm not old Aunt Linda who's coming up and telling the music's too damn loud. It's just like, hey, we want to enjoy ourselves. Theo, he just answered that about.
You
You said,
want to do business. You want to learn. And the brands want to sell the product too, or teach you that. So you can't
Yeah.
scream over it. And Michael, thank you for your comments. Please stop by and say hello at some point.
Let's answer this last question here. Calvin had a good question here. He said, can you bring back old and new recording artists? I saw Bruno Mars there before he became a major. Also saw Salt and Pepper, Crystal Waters, and I missed 50 Cent. So maybe just chat a little bit about, I think in the old days, maybe Jim, you remember this, where you were able to bring in some artists before they broke. Is that still on the table, a possibility, or what happened? How come that dried out?
Basically, the show has evolved and changed, and one of the not manufacturers, but one of the companies that was involved with the music industry is not in the music industry anymore. So that was our big connection there. We still bring in big DJs. I mean, Lady Gaga was at the show. I mean,
Right.
that was, it's hard to get bigger than that. But it's a DJ show, so we try to bring in legendary DJs, and we do for keynotes and also for parties, after dark events. We try to bring in all the legends that we can as best we can. But yeah, I mean, getting you had mentioned bands before. We're not going to get bands because we're a DJ convention. We had Pitbull play at one time with a band, but
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
he was there. But yeah, that was a pioneer in another company that was involved in the sort of music industry promotion game, and they're just not doing it anymore.
So it's a label, right? You guys had a label that you were connected with, and they kind of backed out.
It was without getting into the weeds, it was a promoter who's an independent promoter who worked within the music industry. He used to work for a variety of labels, but they're not doing that anymore. They're barely in the business. So
You also, this is part of offshoots of things like Sunset Sessions. Those could be talent showcases. We can get record labels back involved. We're starting to speak to them about ways to evolve our experience. We have, the Edit Studio, just like you have ambassadors for brands that are showing off and doing what they're doing to feature their product. Studio and recording brands are also, music production brands are also doing the same thing. So our hope is that the future continues to evolve in this aspect of the show, the same way we want the wedding lounge to evolve that aspect of the show, right? To give that DJ, the corporate wedding DJ, an opportunity to communicate with, appropriate, create these micro communities that exist on our floor. But these are areas where we can, again, draw the bridge between production, recording artists, new talent showcases, record label lounges, and all of those opportunities that.
Yeah, and manufacturers also can bring some of their sponsored DJs. Like DAS has been doing a party. I see somebody mentioned Scratch Bastard played last year. That was really fun. The year before, I believe it was DJ Craze from Miami, who's super talented. They're going to bring Puffy this year, and that's the Tuesday night party that DAS is doing. They call it Twisted Tuesdays. Shout out to B-Side for that one. But yeah, it's going to be exciting, and we're going to have an announcement about the Wednesday night party soon as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of fun this year. The first night we're going to be at HQ2, which is at the Ocean property within walking distance. The HQ2 venue is spectacular. We had Marcus Schultz play there 2 years ago. We had Dave Audet last year. This year we're bringing in a party brand called Gimme Gimme Disco, which is if you've never been to one of their parties, it's pretty unforgettable. It's pretty crazy and pretty fun. And I saw them do their thing here in New York City at a club called LPR, and in 10 minutes I thought, you know what, this would be awesome for DJX. So we managed to form an alliance and collab with the promoter over there at HQ2. That's going to be a really kick-ass and fun Monday night kickoff party.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And that's where the idea of the band, the reason why I thought the band or like the comedian was just a draw, getting more people in. But you
know who my dream person is to get at the expo?
Yeah, who?
It's a very famous comedian who used to be a wedding DJ when he was in college in Virginia, and that's
Shawn
Patton Oswalt. It's Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt was a mobile DJ. But he's obviously a very expensive entertainer these days. But that would be my dream, to get him at DJ Expo.
Shawn, what are you laughing at? You don't think that? What are you laughing at?
Jim just enamors me with his mind and his knowledge and his history, and I just go, yeah, okay, got it.
I don't think. Do you really think though, if you guys reached out, that he would? It's probably astronomical fee. That's the only problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, if he did something like that, it would have to be something that he wanted to do. He actually did something for a friend of mine down at the University of Georgia. He spoke to that class, but the class isn't making money on his appearance, whereas we're a commercial enterprise.
Yeah, you got to turn a profit for sure. But
we better. Yeah.
It's also, we have to be very mindful, not just the cost for our brands that come, but the cost for you, the negotiation with our hotel blocks, getting into Atlantic City, making sure, we have a program with Atlantic City that not a lot of people are aware of. We started really promoting it harder last year, where you get discount codes in restaurants and places, the retail landscape and AC, by showing them your badge when you're there. We'll publish that list like we have, but we have to be really mindful how we don't take that discount code back that you just put out there, because we need full boat to go get one thing for one event. Obviously, it's about not just categorically or by genre, Jim curating these experiences to speak to the diversity of people that come to our event, but it's also about making sure that it's manageable to come to our event and it's accessible to come to our event.
Yeah.
So.
And we know that. Most DJs know. And hit that like button if you agree that, like, look, at the end of the day, I mean, everyone has expectations. You can't make everybody happy. But in order to keep costs reasonable, which is I hear all the time, it's too expensive, it's this and that. Well, I mean, then that's the product that comes out. If we want
to... We realize this is not a dentist convention or, orthopedist convention. It's a convention for DJs. There's people on budgets. We realize, and listen, we do these surveys after the show. We ask people what they want. They, just as an example, they wanted to come back to the boardwalk. That's one of the things that travelers and tourists love to do. We've done things at the marina. The marina in Atlantic City is awesome, but it's not on the boardwalk. So, we take all of that stuff into account.
Disadvantages to both, right?
Yeah, and so we want to keep the budgets in mind as well. Like I said, it's not a dentist convention. These are people who busting their ass all year. They're working people, and we want to make sure that they can come to the show and afford it.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank my guest today. Thank you guys so much for jumping on the DJ Shit Show, making time for us, hyping us up. If you're excited about DJX, if you're going, hit the like button right now. Bump, 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 bump. We're going to see all our friends. And just like you guys are accessible, you're going to be walking around the floor. People can bump into you guys. Is that the plan? Like, we'll be able to see you guys walking around?
I will be walking around. I will certainly be walking around. Yeah.
You both talked over each other twice. Hold on. Go first, Jim.
I will definitely be walking around, probably upstairs near most of the seminar areas. I will pop into the exhibits here and there, but for the most part, I got to make sure that these seminars run on time, and
Yeah.
I got to catch, I got to listen, make sure that the guy or the woman who is presenting what we had previously discussed, and that kind of thing. So
Not going on some political rant. You know, like what the
no,
hell?
I mean there's no point in doing that. I mean,
No.
you want to alienate everybody? No. No, we we try to keep it about the business. If you want to talk politics, I'll be at the bar later. That's fine, but it's
Buy
not
me a drink
anything
first. Right.
right. Yeah, buy me a drink and then I'll talk. But yeah, I'll be around. You can if you want to talk to me, talk to me. The best thing to do though is give me a business card, because I definitely follow up after the show, and I have a stack of them. And that's how I kind of, it jogs my memory after the show. So yeah, please give me a business card.
And I usually leave my card in his stack so we can catch up. But, it's not just at the show. Yeah, you can find us, of course. But shoot us an email, djx@hazanmediagroup.com. Shoot us an email. Share your thoughts. This is a show, and Jim was talking about it before, produced by DJs for DJs. Your feedback is what's going to help us evolve it. We're not this Wizard of Oz mentality that may be perceived. We're accessible, we're here, and we want to make the best experience we can. We can do that with your feedback.
Literally, that's why I brought you guys on, because I knew that that's the vibe I caught when I talked to you, Shawn. I was like, oh, if anybody feels like these guys are sitting up on a high tower and not listening, just like, we know what we're doing, shut the fuck up. That's not at all what's happening. Look, they're not even wearing ties. Maybe we can even get them to pop their shirts off right at the end of the show. I mean, I don't know if that's fellas.
We got your cannons here.
No.
Not happening.
Maybe after three old fashions.
I can't see him. Is he wearing? Jim, what shirt you got on?
He's wearing a black shirt. It says Anthem. Does that say Anthem on it?
What are you, dyslexic? No,
Yep.
Athens.
Oh, Athens. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm sorry. It's cut off, bro. You were like the Phantom of the Opera the whole show. We had like half your face, but it's all good. I really enjoyed having you guys on. You saw Justin just gave you guys a shout out. He's the one that connected us to begin with, so appreciate him. Leave a thank you in the chat, guys, for these two. Appreciate you being here. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. It was an absolute.
Any questions? He'll email us if you have any. So we get.
Hold on, Shawn. I pulled you. Say that again. I pulled you off by accident. Sorry. Go ahead.
I said you just hit Aaron with any questions that you have along the way. Keep him busy during this casual week that he's got, and he'll ask us so we can get you the answers you need.
Yeah, ask me questions of things I don't know the answer to, and I'll just make things up, and I'll just tell them, oh, yeah, they'll let you do that, and it's for free. All right, I'm just going to give all your shit away for free. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to pull you guys out of the chat, but thanks so much. Yes, bye. Thank you, guys. That was fun. I've got that code right there. Boom, bam, 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 bam. All right, we'll leave that up for a little bit. You guys can go ahead and grab that. I hope you guys end up going to the show. And again, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to bring the two of them on. I had that great conversation with Shawn. I'm like, no, these guys are cool. They want to hear what you got to say. And their obviously intent is to create the best show possible. So, look, as we know, you can't always make everybody happy. We know that as DJs. You have a great-ass crowd. Everyone's having a good time. Somebody comes up and complains that the music's too loud or you didn't play their slow-ass country song. That's just the end of the day. You got to balance all that stuff out. Right now, I think that, it's one of the best shows that's out there, and I'm going to do everything I can to get out there, Shawn. I'm going to work my ass off to see if I can get out there. So, it's the DJ Shit Show. I'm bringing you exclusive content here. Trying to get the brightest minds on the show, sharing their ideas. DJX coming up in August. Appreciate everybody being here. It was a fun time. It was a great show. I gotta eat because I'm fucking hungry. Oh, this is end credit scene. If you stuck around, I never told you what the answer was to the poll. It is, you guys won. It's the 33%. I took a dump. Why? Because they served me chicken Alfredo and I shouldn't have done that. So, that's the answer to the poll.